hit a little bit more introduction, cover some of the basic things to keep in mind. So I'll take about 5 minutes. I think every session I'll do that. I'll just take about 5 minutes to keep reintroducing the basics. We'll allow a few more people to come in, and then I'll read a 2-line quote. Essentially, what we want to attempt is signaled in the quote, or maybe I'll read it now and then I can read it again later. So if you pick these 2 lines, that come from Savitri, above, which means when we say above, where let's say we take it above the head, above the boundless, hushed beatitudes, below, and when we say below, we take it as, let's say, below the feet and the consciousness below the wonder of the embraced divine, below the wonder of the embraced divine. So this is like a very good clue for us. The aspect that we're trying to enter into is the aspect of love, actually. Okay, fundamentally, while other things can open up also, is the aspect of love. Not love as in the human interchanges and stuff like that. So in the story of creation, there's one way of looking at the story where the divine spirit enters into the matter, enters into the inconscient, and from there it comes alive. So there is a particular quote I shared, I think it's 9 or something like that, where there is a being, a life being that is sensed at the below. We will come to that later. Okay. So it's an act of love, where the divine feels like, why lose the matter and the inconscient, and actually descends into it, loses itself so that it can be awakened. Now, that is not a historical occurrence, which means it's not done once and it's not over. It's a continuous occurrence, so which means that as the human is getting transformed, or we're interrelated with so many things, nature and stuff like that, the interchange has to get transformed. But the below, as we looked at it, is, let's say, our collective, our individual habits, our individual subconscious, inconscient, our collective. It's a combination of all that. This too has to get transformed. But we cannot transform it. And that's why we are invoking a lotus. Okay. So we can't do anything. You can't put any effort here, but it can be transformed. So our effort is to really bring some of the higher qualities into the below. 1, 2. Our effort also, when we say we invoke a lotus, it is not imagination. It is something that we are doing in a subtle realm reality. So the lotus comes in present and it starts the transformation process. Now, here today, I will add one detail. Don't process it from the head. Whatever comes, comes. Okay. When we do body work, okay, so I'll also touch that and then come. Body work is important. And that's why in the beginning of every session, we are doing body, we are doing breath work, because whatever is coming into the body should not store. That's when we are a better instrument. We are a fit instrument for our own transformation and facilitating in this process. So we do these things, okay? Now, so the more the body is left free, the more the body is, unattached to what it is clinging, the more it can release, it can actually become a very fit instrument. So now on the below, as we make our progress, the first aspect is we allow, things to come from above. The second aspect is the lotus does the transformation. Now, I'll give you a small insight. Don't process from the head. When you look at a flower, we could have these 3 phenomena. There is a sensation that reaches you. So you look at a flower, there's a fragrance, you see a color, etc. So there's a sensation that touches you. You could have thoughts about it. You close your eyes, you have the image of the flower and stuff like that. But beyond thought, beyond sensation, is another aspect as well. Beyond thought, beyond sensation. So when you're looking at a flower, sometimes, let's say it's against the sun or whatever, sometimes you don't have a sensation. It's not touching anything especially on your senses. You're even, for example, standing far, and it's not a thought. But there is something that you perceive in the flower. You feel it's holding some light. Suddenly, there is a beauty that is shining inside the flower, but it's not touching your senses. Necessarily, it is not touching anything in your senses, but there is something that is opening up there. So there is a, which is a more deeper connect, if you could put it like that. So the more the second aspect, when we allow the flower to transform, you may not have any sensations about it. You may not see anything. It'll as if nothing is occurring. And that's what I want to point out. It'll occur at a deeper realm, okay? But it'll show up on the sensations. It'll show up on the sensations. It'll show up on the layer itself different. So for example, you have invoked a lotus just a little bit below your feet and you're with it. Let's say in the beginning, the lotus would be in a particular way. It could be tilted in a particular way. Its substance could be in a particular way. The area around it could be in a particular way. We continue. We just connect to the lotus and we just remain connected to the divine and we request the lotus to continue the process. Nothing may seem to occur. Okay, and that's what I want to point out, either in the senses or in the thought. But after a while, if you come and look, you can even go and do your work. But after a while, you come and look, the flower would be different. The space would be a little bit more better, more open to light. So the action of the flower is underneath our sensations also. And let's be open to that. I'll guide you, just leaving it there. The third aspect is maybe session 4 or something, as we are more prepared. We'll try and make our descent below so that we touch something sacred. And then that itself becomes something that will nourish us. This is the aspects that we're going to do. I think that introduction is good. Any doubts, keep it in your mind. We'll deal with it later. Let's not get into this thing. Yeah. Now, we'll do the body practice. So today we're going to, so the basic practice, if you remember, be with your breath. And it is not the nostril breath, the in, the out, the in, the out. Okay. Maybe we'll do 2 things today because a question was raised before I'm adding it. So today with the in breath, at the end of the in breath, where you've almost come to the top of your head, let the breath, allow to go up. For a microsecond, let it just go up where it wants. And then you breathe out, okay? And then you breathe out. And at the end of the out breath, where you're almost at the feet, allow the breath to go down. When it is going up, when it is going down, you're holding an aspiration. Touch the divine or find the divine. Same way, when the out breath, it's almost touching your feet, you're placing an aspiration. Discover the divine or find the divine. So I'll repeat, we'll do this practice first. In the in breath, by the end of the in breath, it's almost like you let the breath go out with an aspiration, find the divine. And there will be a mental boundary where you're only looking at a certain height. Relax and relax and relax so that there is no boundary and the breath goes up. And then with the out breath, as it reaches the feet or something like that, allow the breath to go down with an aspiration, find the divine. You don't have to do it every breath. You can take a break if you feel, it's a bit too much, and then with how many ever breaths you can. So we'll do this first. Okay. Any doubts, any questions on the practice? Okay. So close your eyes. Your hand is raised or what? Okay. Is there a doubt? Just ask. Yeah. What's the doubt on the practice, Kunjan?
Yeah. So, uh, when you say that when breathing out, so that time breathe out, it will come out. So, how do I see? You say that it should touch the below.
No, it's like
So,
this. Just follow the guidance. Okay, I'll guide you. Just do the practice and then we'll discuss. Okay?
okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So close your eyes. Be with your body. As you are with your body, relax your body first. Just relax your body. Let it fall, relax. Let it fall loose. It's only when the body is relaxed, the sensations will show up. Only when the sensations show up, it stirs the matter. Only then the first level of body work can be done. Otherwise, you're only thinking you're doing body work, nothing occurs. Connect to your body and relax your body and just allow the sensations to open up. Now, as we move to the breath work, continue to leave the body relaxed, sensations to keep opening up. So just lay importance to the basic steps. There's no point in going advanced without the basics correct. Body aware, sensations opening up. Retain that as we move to the breath work now. Now, we'll only focus on the in-breath. The out-breath, let it occur on its own. The in-breath, we're just not doing the nostril breathing, we're doing the prana, full prana breathing. So with the in-breath, your awareness goes from your feet to the top of the head. At the end of the in-breath, approximately at the end of the in-breath, you're almost at the top of your head. And then let your breath go up. You're not imagining, actually. You're sending the breath up. That's all. Okay. And then with the natural out breath, let it occur on its own. Only focus on in-breath first. And then with the in-breath, move your awareness from feet. And as you're coming to 70–80% point of the full breath, in-breath, slowly come to your head and release the breath to the above, into the boundless height. Now just add a little bit on the inner side. At the end of the in-breath, as you let your breath go up, in your inner vision, it's not imagination, in your inner vision, keep your inner vision into the height above. So I repeat, with the in-breath, you're going from feet to the top of the head, and as your breath is about to complete, you release your in-breath to the above. And right at the same time, don't tilt your head. Keep your head relaxed. Your inner vision alone, cast it up. And then again, let the out-breath happen on its own. And a last tiny addition on the up-breath. When you cast your inner vision and the breath up, wherever it reaches in the heights above, just cast it a little bit more higher above. Just a little nudge. It's more an aspiration that you're placing. So with your in-breath at the end, which is on the top of the head, you let your inner vision to the height above, breath above. And wherever it reaches, just nudge it, just cast the vision a little further above. Now, whatever you've touched in the height above, be quiet for a minute. Allow it to reach the body. Allow it to nourish the body on its own. And for that, all you need to do is bring your awareness back into your body. Fully be inside your body now. Relax your body and become receptive like a sponge, open to the above, so that whatever was open can be absorbed within the body. Now let's concentrate on the below. Focus on the out breath alone. In breath can occur on its own. At the end of the in breath, allow the breath to go down and keep an aspiration. Discover the divine. When we say the divine, it represents the divine light, the divine love, the divine joy. And the clue for the below is love, the aspect of love. So at the end of your in-breath, your awareness would have come from the top of your head to approximately your feet. Allow the breath to go down. You're not imagining, you just let the breath go. With an aspiration, discover the sacred. Discover the pure, pure sacred. For some of you, the region below could appear dense, slightly dark, not fully aware, and that's extremely normal. For a rare few of us, the space below would already have some light or joy. Most of us, it will be congested in some areas, slightly dark, slightly black, slightly dense. That's very normal. Nothing to be afraid. That's what we're trying to transform. Now, as you reach the end of your out breath, as you let the breath go down, also cast your inner vision to the depth below, which means wherever your awareness is, some darkness, some denseness, cast your inner vision beyond that. So the breath and the inner vision cast it to the depth with an aspiration, discover divine qualities. And wherever depth it reaches, just nudge it further below, searching for the divine. The breath searches for the divine on its own. Your inner vision by itself, let it search for the divine. You just have to relax, let it go with an aspiration, discover the divine. Now, for 2 minutes, we'll just do both if possible. With the end of the in-breath, let the breath and inner vision go above. With the end of the out-breath, let the inner vision and breath go below, searching for the divine, both ends. Don't put too much effort, just the release of breath with the aspiration and keep the glance going further above and further below. That's all. Slowly let go. Allow the process to settle down. We'll take a 2-minute break. If you have any doubt, put it on chat. We'll begin back in 2 minutes. Any doubt, put it on chat. Okay, so there's a private comment. There's a dark hole which is pulling down with force below the feet. So some who are very subtle, you will see these things, which is part of the subconscious, inconscient. You could call it the problematic zones, for example. Now, it's up to you. It's your choice whether you want to transform that or not. So if you transform that, your life will get transformed. The collective also will get transformed. A small portion, not the entire collective, a small portion. So if you wish to take that path, we will slowly see. So in the dark hole, invoke the lotus. You don't do anything. You don't do the sadhana, none of that. I find this a much more a better method. Invoke the lotus. Our job is to keep invoking the lotus. The lotus becomes present in the subtle world. It's extremely real. It's more potent. And the more genuinely we invoke, we get an eternal version of that flower. I mean, we're doing lotus here as a main, but allow other variations of lotus to come. Organically, anything else that comes also pick it up. So that portion of the flower, which is beyond our senses, but is holding something, allow that to do the work over a period of time. Another private comment, I saw an eye or hole above. Is that okay? Yeah. So a person is finding an eye or a hole above. Yes. Above also are ranges. Just because something is above, it doesn't mean it's fully pure. So there again, let's say right now we're just doing the breath, so put your breath, put your inner vision there and point it to a greater height. So the eye or the hole above is a passage. Now, we will transform the passage also, and we will allow the passage to take us to a greater height above. Okay. My lotus is only a bud last week, and since even today, wait for it to open. So this is the most important thing. We allow the lotus to do the work. It's real in the subtle world. So let it be a bud. Now, whether it will open in a day or a year, I wouldn't know. It depends on the subtle world that is kind of, supporting you there. Let it happen on its own. Okay. Now, we'll move to yeah, okay. Yeah, so there's a blue light in my forehead area. That's fine. So which means that center is open and active for you. It's opening up. Yeah, so the last comment also is perfectly okay. The comment that has come, that looks perfectly okay. All right. What do shakes and jerks signify? I get shakes, which simply means the body is not able to hold the process. So this is why I've been saying from the beginning that body work is your base. So try and go deeper into the body substance. Try and go deeper in. So the shaking is coming both as a release or as a problem, or even when something good occurs, it's that. So go deeper into the base, go deeper into the substance of the body, and by time it will get okay. All right, we move on now. We're going to do with the breath, we're going to add sound now. Okay, with the breath, we're going to add sound. You have to select the sound. I'm only going to give you some options that I'm aware. So there is an in breath and there is an out breath. So your sound can be the same for both, or it can be different. So if you don't know anything and you just want to play with Om, that's fine. Om, you can just do the in-breath Om for a while. After a few, you can just do the out-breath Om. That's one way of looking at it. Or you can do Om, Om. You can add Om and something after that. Then I can do a Om and invoke, let's say, Mother, or Om Ma. You can variate it, in-breath Om or in-breath Ma, however you want to. You experiment. I know in this group, we have people from different paths, and I want to honor that. So in the Siddha tradition, the book that I recommended, the practice that they have spoken about is in the in-breath, you keep the sound Va. I put that in the chat, Va. And with the out-breath, you put the sound C, which is basically a Shiva mantra. Okay, so Va, C. That also works well, I've explored. So whichever is your sound. So, and you can experiment. You don't have to be stuck to it, but keep it short. Okay, not too long will be of help. So when we begin the practice now, we put it all together. So with the in breath, at the end, you're with the sound. Let's say Om, you're with the sound. The sound is internal. It's internal. The sound is inside your breath, actually. Okay. So this is a small detailing. The breath is inside the body. You're aware of the body, and then you're feeling the breath moving inside the body. And you're putting the sound within the breath. So as you start your in breath, it's almost like let's say you're at your feet level. You're beginning the in breath. There you utter the sound Om inside the breath, and that's it. Just utter it just once at that point of time, and just be with the sound, and the breath. And at the end of the in breath, the inner vision, the sound, and the breath all send it up. Okay. And let's say I'm using Ma on my out breath. So as you're starting your out breath, within the breath, you utter the Ma, and you're aware of the body, you're aware of the breath. You stay with the sound. You can elongate the sound a little bit if you want, or just utter the Ma and just wait with the vibration. As you reach the feet, allow the vision, allow the breath, and allow the sound to go further down. Any doubts on the practice itself? Okay. Let's begin. I'll guide you. Come back to your body. Really be inside your body, substance. And that's your base. Like you need a house. You need a body not just to live and move around. The body is your base for the discovery of the divine. It is the base for your transformation. Why? Because it has the world's greatest substance inside it in the depth. So it's a fantastic base. So connect to your body. Begin now with your in-breath, utter the sound, and at the end of your in-breath, let the sound, breath, and awareness go up. You will have to do it on your own, in your own pace. And then with the out-breath, utter the sound and allow the breath and the sound and the vision to go further down. I'll be quiet for 3 or 4 minutes. You'll do this on your own. We just add the lotus into our practice. below the feet. Invoke in the subtle world there a lotus, but be open to any other flower that is intuitively given to you. But for the group, we focus on the lotus. So it could be a white, it could be a pink. Allow a lotus to form below your feet, a little bit below or much deeper below. Now, we'll do the practice from the lotus, from within the lotus. Take your awareness within the lotus or the flower, which is slightly below. And from within the lotus, from there, start your in-breath with a sound. Put the sound inside your breath and allow the breath to reach the head and further above. And with the out-breath, as the out-breath starts, put the sound into the out-breath. And allow the out-breath to come to the lotus and continue further below, searching for the divine. So your start point now becomes the lotus. From there, go up. From there, come down and continue further. And just observe the lotus. It's in the subtle world, so things can happen slow or fast. The lotus will do its own action on that domain on its own. We'll do one last step. Wherever the lotus or flower is, beneath that, below that, invoke another lotus, which means leave this lotus or flower the way it is, let it continue. And you have to be very intuitive about this. Drop a little bit below, and at some point, pause and wait for a lotus or a flower to appear. It could be just the same or another, could be a fully formed lotus or flower or just a petal or just a center. Beneath the earlier lotus or flower, allow another one to form on its own. Be within the lotus. Allow it to form and appear. Stay connected to your divine or master, allowing that lotus to form with the highest quality possible. Depending on our connection with the divine or master, the lotus or flower can be formed with their substance, with their divine substance, with their divine quality. In this process, you just have to wait, staying connected to the divine. It has to by itself form in the subtle world. Feel that lotus or flower connection with the sun above, the divine above. Be with the lotus or flower and let it continue to transform that space on its own. The other lotus above you may be aware or not, and that's fine. For now, just focus on this and let it do its work. By the act of grace, let it transform the space. Continue on your own as long as you have time. I let you on your own. But whenever you wish to finish the practice, give a few minutes to fully come back to the body, be with the body and breath, and then you can close the process for yourself. You're on your own.